Let's try to do this down on the next string down. So now I'm looking at the interval from the E to the F, which is going from the Phrygian to the Lydian. So instead of, when I get to this point, I'm going to break it up and try to find the note on the next string down. So instead of me going to this F, I'm going to go to this F and then play it along this string. So now I'm going to say, okay, now how do I know that's going to be a distance of one note away? Because now I don't need to take the inverse distance because I'm right below it. So I'm going to say this is going to be 5 and then 4, 3, 2, 1. It's one note away. So as long as I can find the interval that is one note away on each string, I can break up my pattern here on this half step, and then I can jump to any of the strings where that one note away interval is from the perspective of the E here, right? So in other words, so now I'm going from the first whole step to the second, whole step to the third. Instead of going half step to the fourth here, I'm going to say now I'm going to go half step to the fourth, which is going to be back here, which is going to be this F. Now the octaves are going to be different, but you can see I'm walking it. I'm still walking along it. So it's going to be 1, and then 2, 3, 4 is going to be back here, and then I can move from there and continue the pattern of this string. And once we do that, I'll compare the intervals basically to this string. So let's walk through that pattern. So now we're on this F. So that's going to be, once again, the 4. So I'm going to go from the 4 to the 5. So we're going to go from the 4 to the 5, which is going to be a whole step. From F to G, otherwise known as the Lydian, which is on the bottom of the house, see, to the Mixolydian, which is on the 2-note per string hamburger. So from 4 to 5 is a whole step. So now we're on the 5, and I'm going to go from 5 to 6, which is equivalent to saying I'm going from the Mixolydian to the Aeolian when I'm looking at from the perspective of the major scale. So I'm going from 5 to 6, Mixolydian to Aeolian. I'm in the meat of the hamburger shape. So I'm going from 5 to 6 is a whole step. So whole step from here to here, 5 to 6. So we're going to say a whole step from Mixolydian to Aeolian. And so now I'm on the Aeolian, and we're going to say then that's going to be from 6 to 7. 6 to 7 is a whole step. 6 to 7 is a whole step. So we're going from here to the B. 6 to 7 from A to B is also going from Aeolian to the Locrian. The Locrian is in the attic of the house. It's the one that's up in the attic. No one sees it. It's up there in the attic of the box house. And then we're going to go 7 back to home, or the tonic, 7 to 8, which is the tonic. 7 to 8, or 1 around the top of the horn brings us back. 7 to 8 is going to be C. That's going to be the top right of the house. C's in the penthouse looking towards the ocean of the house. And then we're going to go from 1 to 2. So 1 to 2 is a whole step. 1 to 2 is a whole step from here to here. 1 to 2 is going to be a whole step. I don't know if I need this up there. Is that helping? 1 to 2 is a whole step. And so we're going to go boom, boom, boom. That D repeats over here. So let's bring that to the top. That's going to be our open D. Our open D. And then we're going to go from 2 to 3 is going to be a whole step. So from D to E is a whole step. So now we've gone from here to here, and that's going from Dorian to the Phrygian, and then from the Phrygian to the Lydian brings us back to where we left for a half step. All right, let's compare each of these then to the root, just to see if I play the root along this string, see what that does. Let me cut and paste that. All right, let's see. So now if I compare this C to that F, and I right? I could say, okay, what is that? That's going to be from that distance to the F. It's a distance of a 5-note away perfect fourth from the perspective of the C. 5-note away perfect fourth. How do I know that? Because it'd be 5, 10, or how can I prove it? 5, 10, distance 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Distance of 5, which we defined as a perfect fourth. So then I can say, okay, now we move a whole step from the, what was that? The fourth to the fifth. So now I'm on the fourth to the fifth is a whole step to the G. So now if I go from here and I compare that to this C up top, that's going to be now the fourth to the fifth. That's going to be a 7-note away perfect fifth. How do I know that? Because if I count it down here, it'd be 5, 10, 9, 8, 7, right? And then I'm going to go, okay, let's go from the fifth to the sixth. So now I'm going from the Mixolydian to the Aeolian. Mixolydian to the Aeolian. Compare that to the root. So Mixolydian to the Aeolian. Comparing it to that C then would be a distance of a 9-note away major 6. How do I know? Because I can count it down. It would be 5, 10, and then 9. And then I'm going to go from the 6 to the 7 is a whole step. So 6 to the 7 is a whole step. Going from here to here is a whole step. So now I'm going to go, okay, from here to here is a whole step. And that distance from the C to there, so that's going from Aeolian to the Locrian. And if I compare that to the root then, that's going to be 11-note away major 7. How do I know that? Because it's 5, 10, and then 11. And that brings me back to the octave. That's going to be going from the 7 to the 1 is a half step. 7 to the 1 is a half step. So from here to here, comparing that to the 1 is an octave. Let's stop it there. I'll keep on going on the next one. I won't go in reverse this time because I'm still a little sloppy going forward. Let's master that, and then we'll do it going backwards, which is a whole nother can of worms.